Well, how eager are you to get into a game Thursday, even if the starters don't play a whole lot?
Say it again?
How eager are you to get into a game Thursday against another team, even if the starters don't play a lot?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. It's about time to hit someone else, have our own teammates. So I'm pumped about that.
A little bit of a relief seeing the first team front four take the day off.
Oh yeah, man. I definitely noticed it. I didn't say anything. We got to do what we got to do. We all noticed that they weren't in there.
Been some brutal running up the middle drills. Are you feeling it?
Nah, I feel good.
Does it feel like Freddie's talked about having a physical nature to training camp, and you guys have done a lot of those run drills? Does it feel more physical than last year's camp to you?
It does. I think last year we maybe tackled once or twice, but now it's we come in knowing we're going to have to tackle, at least at one point of the practice. So our minds are ready for it.
In terms of that front four, Richardson has a name. He was a first-round pick and big. But what do you see when you're working against Richardson?
Yeah, I mean he's great. When he's in the game, I know that because he can, disrupt some things and do a lot of great things. He's very aggressive, big, powerful, and strong. So I mean he makes plays in practice. So I know. Once the season starts, I'll be happy to not play against him. He'll be on my team.
How does that change the way your back has to think when you're running against a player like that? How does that change the way you get it?
Well, I got to read my keys, but I still, I can feel his, just his presence being there.
How different is it for you this year when you leave a gap to start the season?
Yeah, I'm taking it like I'm not the guy. I'm still practicing hard and do what I got to do, and just taking it day by day, getting better.
But there to a season with when you set goals, are they numbers related? Like I want to get this target, I want to get this many yards.
Nah, not really. I'm just working hard. That's my goal. Just work hard.
But there are additional reps, it seems, you're getting compared to a year ago, just because of the nature of how they practice. You feel you're more battle tested in this second camp?
Yeah, I definitely do. Just because the more physicality, the more physical we are, and just tackling every day. So.
When Kareem gets back, how dynamic can the two of you be?
It's gonna be scary. Kareem does a lot of great things. I remember watching him, when I was in college, and also just last year from afar. I mean, he's a big playmaker. He makes explosive plays. He's very athletic and do a lot of great things. Catching the ball too. So it's gonna be fun to play with him.
We obviously we focus on what he's done off the field because that's a big story and why he won't be here the first 8 games. But what's he been like behind the scenes when you've been around him?
Kareem is great. He's become one of my closest friends on the team. We're always together because of running backs too. But just hanging out. He's a cool guy. I've enjoyed getting to know him.
Last year when you were a rookie, none of us ever got the idea that you were lacking for confidence. You seemed to have a lot of it even then. But was your head swimming a little bit, even though you had that exterior about you? And are you way more comfortable mentally right now?
A little bit. I'm still learning every day. Every day I learn something new, and things do process still at a high speed, but I'm able to pick things up a little faster.
There seems to be a perception with Monken now joining the team and with Odell joining the team that this is going to be a pass-happy team. But do you see otherwise?
I'm just doing what I got to do, man. You hand me the ball, our O-line do a great job blocking for me. If we want to pass the ball, I'm able to block for them and catch some routes too, whatever team needs.
With Duke and Kareem not able to take reps yet in this camp for the most part, are you getting too much work for a preseason, or is?
No, I feel good. It's what I did last year, so same thing.
In terms of you getting moved around every now and then, I think I saw you in the slot recently, and you look pretty comfortable there. Caught a pass, made some moves. But what runs through your mind when you, just for one example, when you're lined up at the slot, what kind of transition do you have to make mentally to now you're a slot receiver, you're not a ball carrier?
Yeah, it's different. I have to read, just of his manner zone, stuff like that. It's a little different for me. But I know Coach Tumpers coming in. He knew that wasn't necessarily my strength, running routes and catching. So he's helped me out a lot, and I just do what I've been practicing to do.
Are your open field moves as a receiver different than the ones?
No, it's all the same.
Kind of in line with what Tony asked, we focus a lot on the passing game, but does it feel like Freddie and even Todd have devoted a lot of time and energy to the running game, and have they told you it's going to be a critical part of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it shows in practice because the only time we go live is in running the ball, and we see our team run every day. So, I know Freddie, I know what he was about. He was my running back coach last year, so he's going to do what we need to do, whatever it is, to win the game.
He's going to take care of the running backs.
I don't know. We'll see.
I looked up the snaps not too long ago, and you had more snaps than any Browns running back last year, but still you didn't take a ton of snaps. Even at that, do you feel as though there was some wear and tear and that playing at this level
No,
does
I'm
take
good.
a toll?
I'm good.
Did you go back and watch all your runs from last year?
Yeah, I have.
Did something jump out as far as what you liked about your runs and what you said, okay, I can do better here?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Stump. He came in and watched all of my film. Me, of course, I've already watched it. And his big thing was I was 4 yards short of 1,000 yards. And so, he kind of picked where he thought maybe I could have got him. And I had already seen it. I was already aware of the situation. But, just knowing that I could have done some things a little better last year.
Was it 1 yard? Was it 1 yard here and there, or a couple?
Nah,
of
it
runs where-
was one play maybe. It would have been a big run I missed. But
What game was that? Do you remember?
Steelers game. I think my first carry.
You had that 1,000 yards, and then you lost. Was that just non-edgy, or did that matter? Or
I like to have something to fight for and go into the off season. So, motivation.
Nick, last year, Freddie started in your room with the running backs. I wonder, how have you seen him make the transition to head coach, and how's he changed, if at all?
He hasn't changed much. He's the same person. What he told us in the running back room, he still holds, to himself and holds up to that standard. And he was saying things to us as a running back coach that I was like, wow. These are important things, and now him being a guy, he can implement those things to us, and he's doing a great job of it.
And
What are
let's
some of
see.
those things, those fundamentals, with you guys?
Say what?
What are some of those things that you really harped on?
Nah, just being physical and being tough, man.
Before Freddie got here, unless you followed Alabama football and the Cardinals, I guess, people really hadn't heard of Freddie. Had you ever heard of Freddie before he got the job last year?
Yeah, I've heard of him. He didn't live far from where I was from, growing up. So.
When he was a running backs coach, of course, your job's just to listen to what the coach says, but did you ever stop and think that, maybe he's got a little bit more meat on him than a running backs coach and has a perspective, and this guy knows a lot? Or
Yeah, he was very knowledgeable. He helped me out just coming from college, just with, not just running the ball, which I was so accustomed to, just pass protection, running routes, things like that. He was very knowledgeable of all of it.
Did the Browns have a private workout with you before the draft?
I never talked to the Browns.
You mentioned Stump. We see him out there. It looks like he's not afraid to yell.
Yeah, he's not.
What's he like to be around every day?
He don't want to get in his bad side. I try to do everything right, just I don't have to see that side. But he's great to be around. He's taught me so much within, since OTAs, I learned so much just from being around him. I look forward to get on the field with him and playing for him.
Does Stump reference his career? Of course, he played for a long
He does
time.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Man,
Did you ever look up his stats?
no, I haven't.
Okay.
But despite that, the fact that he played for a long time, does that make it, might not be the right word, but should you respect more?
Yeah, I trust him. I trust everything he says. When he pulls me out, I trust it. When he makes me go in, I know that everything that he's telling me to do is for a reason, and I believe in him.
The white beard makes him look like an old wise man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
They call him the wizard.
Ever feel like tugging it to see if it's real?
I'm not touching. No, sir.
Nick, we know there's so much, top running backs end up in situations where when they're trying to get a contract, it can be difficult for them sometimes, but it's way down the road for you. But just the idea of what do you think you have to show to maybe put yourself in that position someday, to be that kind of guy, to prove to the Browns, yeah, I can be that kind of franchise back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's long down the road, but I obviously know it's going to come one day. So, they're like guys who can, have a bunch of receiving yards and rushing yards. So, just make sure I'm good in those areas.
Is your mindset along the lines of you know who all the backs are and what the big names are, and in your mind you can be as effective as any of them?
And what's the question?
Or can you be as good as Ezekiel Elliott and as effective as without having the same style as
No.
the big name band?
Just trying to be the best Nick I can be.